statistics.
Good evening. Welcome to Damage Does D&D. It's Sunday, so therefore it's the investigators. So, DM, take us away.
All right, we're back again. So we missed a week, but let's hear what Mazdak thought of the last day or so.
So, hi, Future Me. You probably already know all of this, but here's what we did most recently. After reluctantly leaving what is possibly one of the greatest discoveries of our time in the laboratory, we headed back home to begin the process of identifying all of the magical items we had found. So, whilst the others were off doing whatever it is they get up to when I'm actually doing work, I proceeded to identify the objects, Morgrax being on hand to take notes and assist. I really like her. She's quite the most helpful person. Anyway, we explained to the others what we had found out and duly distributed our treasures amongst the team. I did sort of switch off a bit, pondering whether to tell them about what Future Me, you, had shown me when we portaled through to the tower, but I was soon brought back to the present when the group decided we should investigate the cryopods where the elemental and non-imbued Elotus was stored. We let out the fire-imbued one first, and Bernia spoke with it at length, and it asked if we would release all of them, which we did. Got a bit crowded, but, you know, it was cool. Atan and I discussed imbuing the others with different schools of magic, or even the weave itself, which would be quite interesting. Bernia determined that while the imbued Elotuses, it's difficult to tell which one of the word is correct, wished to be free, the unimbued decided to stay with us. After dissuading Bug from setting fire to one of the horses, we decided that the priority needs to be the upcoming rift, then the end of the world prevention, then the horse imbuing. I know, it's incredibly selfish of us. Atan does have some very interesting ideas about manipulating existing spells to change them subtly to suit his purposes. I hope we can get some more time to discuss this further. Magical R&D is an exciting and important area to be discovered. We discussed using the short time we have left to prepare for the rift, i.e. myself using the weave and Atan using some sort of shielding spell, setting out the plan of myself, Atan and Kral being the first line of defence, with our friends Sasha, Bernia, Bug and Morgrax being the actual fighting types if things do get past us and come through. So we decided we would scope out the area of the rift closer to the time to make a plan of attack. Well, plan of defence, really. So I also learnt from Future Me, that's you, that the creatures are reflective when it comes to resisting magics. So we better get to planning. That's it.
Excellent. Better get to planning we had. So, yes, you've got a day and a bit left. Two sleeps till
2 sleeps till the end of the world.
Well, that one's
That
3
was
weeks away or so. But 3 weeks till the end of Kantichi, at least.
Yeah. Exactly.
As far as you know. Yes, so we're sort of in the evening with all that excitement. Bernia's just got back from a ride freeing the Elotai. I'm going with that one.
Okay. Can't hear you, Jay.
Magic horse.
You kind of cut in for a little bit, but we didn't catch much of that.
The magic horses is easier to say.
Yes, but Elotai is probably technically the correct word, which is quite interesting for the etymology of words. Elotus, Elotai. Interesting.
I thought the lotus was a kind of flower.
A lotus is, yes, Elotus. E-L-O-T-U. Bernia, keep up. You really ought to know these things.
I thought it was some kind of vehicle.
I'm not sure I've heard of a Lotus vehicle. Is it some sort of cart, is it?
Yes, I do believe so. Several
Marvellous.
horsepower behind it.
Oh, behind?
Atan speaking with.
In front of it, aren't they?
Yeah, do you have to put the horses in front? Because horses traditionally are not good at pushing things. They can pull
Can't
things.
put the cart before the horse.
Well,
Because you
exactly.
could actually-
And here I was, maybe thinking you were just speaking with some Elan there.
I take it the other horses are still in the garden.
If you're not careful, we'll go on a pun spree.
Oh, God. Well, we put all the horses back in the cryopods,
No,
but
myself and Bug were going to spend some time with the horses.
yes, we have shown everyone how to access a horse to get it out of the cryopod and put it back into the cryopod. So if you want to play with a horse, then
Yeah, that was what I wanted to do. I'd take a cryopod out to the garden and get the horse out and start playing with it.
Okay.
I let them all out because I want a chance to see if any one of them either speaks to me, well, not literally speaks to me, but you know.
Okay.
There's a
So
connection.
your reasonable sized garden has got 9 Elotai currently milling about and chewing some grass.
Do you think they like apples?
Way to find out.
I'll run inside and get some apples, and I'll come back out again and start feeding or trying to feed the Elo Thai. See if they like apples.
Okay. Definitely like apples, but make a quick animal handling check for me.
Good. 20.
Well, hey. Yeah, very quickly one comes over to you and just eats it out the palm of your hand. And
Oh,
he's very appreciative.
beautiful. And I'll just be stroking it and talking to it, sort of letting it get used to the sound of my voice.
Seems to be quite fond of you already.
Ah, cool.
And Sasha, are you going to try as well, with or without apple?
Probably with apple. But I
Oh.
wouldn't like go up and be like, here! Just sort of sit to the side and see if one comes over, and if it does, offer it the apple.
Okay. Yeah, without dice alert.
oh no,
Automatic whispers.
I've
James
got
didn't,
room on my desk.
James didn't have any dice either, so
No, I didn't.
it's a draw.
Let's see. Okay. So you sit there, just on the side, just sort of.
Oh no,
What?
you froze and then went. It was like, oh,
Just got
Am I okay now?
yeah,
It seemed to be.
Seems to be.
Okay.
it's one of those Discord
Cool.
nights. Lovely.
All right. Yeah, you sit there on the side and just with as calm a presence as Sasha can muster. Just sort of invite the horses to wander over the Lotus. Sorry,
And she punches.
and
him.
eventually one of them does. Say again.
just Sasha just punching horses.
No, Sasha likes people. Sasha likes horses. Sasha doesn't like people.
Oh right then.
Yeah, and you've certainly got experience with horses, so you kind of know you can't always be. Although it worked for Bug, you can't be really in their faces. But you just let one of them eventually wander over as it gets a whiff of the apple, and it wanders over. And do you have apple in hand, or is it just next to you?
Well, when one starts to come over, I sort of pick it up and toy with it in my hand for a little bit, and then sort of gently offer it up.
Okay.
And if it takes it, sort of cautiously start stroking.
Yeah. Make an animal handling check. You can have advantage because it's come over to you.
Good, because I don't have a very good. 15.
Yeah. Okay. It takes a second or two, but it eats the apple out of your hand.
And then I'll just sort of, well, you're a pretty thing, aren't you? And just sort of talk to it soothingly and just sort of stroke. What colour is this one?
Well, they're all sort of transparent, like just crystally coloured. Well, the crystals are transparent, the horses aren't. But yeah, until they're imbued, with some sort of element, they don't have a colour.
So my intention would be to stand there talking to the horse and talking about fire and how brilliant fire is and how fantastic it is, and just flames dancing out my hands. And
The horse will notice if you try to set it on fire. I'm just saying.
I set it on fire. I'm being nice. I'm slowly introducing it to the aspect of fire. See if it's compatible.
See what kind of personality this horse has. So see if it's fiery or, cold, calm, collected, that kind of thing.
I don't quite know how to portray that.
Depends is it the standard 4 elements you're going for? Because then you can just roll 4-sided dice.
That's what I've created, but I am open to ideas on how you'd imbue and how it would.
Turn it into your starry form.
No, wrong character.
Oh, yeah, that's the other one, isn't it? Sorry.
Turn it into your rage form.
Yeah, turn it into your rage. Forget a very, very angry one.
Well, I was wondering if sort of radiant would be a possibility, since I am part angelic.
Angel horse.
Interesting. Well, the documentation that has come with the horses, with the cryopods, states that they attempted lots of different things, tried to imbue the Lotus with lots of different things. The 4 elements that we know of, the fire, earth, air, and water, were the most successful. But that isn't to say, and particularly with Mazdak's ability
I was
to
going to say, we do have an expert
manipulate
in
the
the
weave. Yep. Perhaps with some weave manipulation, you could imbue it with something else. But Mazdak's quite a busy man at the moment.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it's not going to be happening anytime soon because, very important stuff about to happen, but just something I was thinking about.
Yeah. But you've certainly befriended a horse. And the pair of you can name your horses if you like. I'll say your handling checks were good enough to have bonded with those individuals.
Surely yours
Inferno.
is called, I was supposed to say it's flame for yours, bug.
Inferno.
That was just too easy. That was
Gary.
Gary.
With two G, Gary with 2 G's.
Yes.
Okay, what's Atan up to at the moment?
I know you said we're coming into evening. What's the light situation like still?
Let's say it's dusk. The sun is setting currently.
Yeah, I was just going to potentially go back to Passa and just try and figure out this area and potentially what the best way to try and, if they
Yeah.
do break through Mazdak's weave manipulation, what would be the best route to funnel them through to get them out of
Okay.
the city?
So, let's show that. So, I have very hastily, you won't see from this distance, but taken the map for Passa and have just shoved it onto the edge of the map of Kantisha.
Rightio.
So this all up here with all the docks, you can see how, yeah, that all is around there. But yes, this is Passa. Everything outside of the city walls on the northeastish side is Passa. So how pinpoint have we been with the location of this?
We
I know
have
in
not-
game we haven't, but Future Mazdak said it's sort of on the border between the two. But you don't really at the moment have a precise location.
Yeah. Okay, so on the border between the two.
Yeah, somewhere. But it was in Passa, but sort of near the border, so you'd expect it to be, yeah,
How
just
big
above
are
that.
those? How big are those walls around?
They're a good 60 feet tall.
And brick, yeah.
Stone, yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. What, if any, they've done yet? What preparations does it look like that the council have done since Morbach spoke to them? Does it seem to be evacuated? Does it seem like they've put up any defences anywhere?
Okay. So you're not seeing any defences just yet, but there is sort of fewer people milling about.
Okay, cool. Now I've got that. So
Have you gone on your own, by the way? Have you taken more grass?
Unless anybody's followed me, yeah, I would have said it to them before and I've just left.
If we're doing
Yeah, let's
tactics, I'll
go.
come along to assess the area.
Cool.
On the where the wall is a well. That is a walkway, I take it, along that whole outer edge, like past the side.
Oh, up on the
Literally where your
top of the wall.
magnifying glass is. Yeah.
Yes, you can walk along the top of the wall.
And you've got there is a walkway in between the wall and said buildings as well.
Yes, at ground level.
The black buildings in Passa, are they? Sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the black buildings in Passa, are they of significance? Or of height?
Yeah, those are the taller buildings. Most of this is sort of shanty-esque, apart from the main buildings around the port, around over here. But yeah, those black buildings there are the 2-3-story buildings that you can see across the place.
Okay, cool. And if we walked towards the coast, is that a cliff drop or is that a it eases, it declines into the sea, the port?
Yeah, I mean it's ground level here basically, or sea level you might say. Naturally, there's a bit of a slope down to the ocean.
And I've got Bernier and Jade. Bernier is Jade. Bernier and Morbach's with me.
Yes.
I'll just turn around to them and I'll be like, so we know it's somewhere around this border here. I feel like maybe, depending on what they are, leading them to the water. Magic is hard to hurt them. Maybe they can't swim.
I
They would struggle.
have been thinking Perhaps if these things are so effective at killing mages, wizards, then it is highly possible that they are drawn to magic. Perhaps we can lure them like that.
Yes, yes. I'm just thinking, if we try and lead them anywhere other than where the coastline is, that's a lot of defense work and destruction potentially
Hmm.
for Passa or Kantichi. It's potential that I could lead them over towards the water. That may give us a helping hand.
And we would have to be sure that we would not lose some of them in leading them. If any of them stray and go into the city or further into Passa, then it will be a problem to get them removed.
Yes, and I think that's where, when we speak to Lucrezia, we can maybe say that the entrance here definitely needs to be heavily fortified
Yes.
with melee people as well, as much as they can.
Who knows how
And we
much
need
of
to
a
fortify-
non-magical standing army they have here.
Hopefully they have some. And then we also need to fortify them from not getting any further into Passa to stop destruction of this town area here. Yes. Do you think it's too late to go and speak to Lucrezia now, just to see what plans they have drawn up, or just to let them know what we think is best?
I mean, we have, what's another day before another day of preparation. I think we should be okay to speak with her.
Yes, sooner rather than later, I suppose.
It's a good idea.
So let's head back and go and speak to Lucrezia then, and at least she'll be
Yes.
informed as to what we think could be the best plan, and she may have new information for us as well. And yeah, we'll head to the Mage Council, I suppose.
Okay. Just the three of you. You're not collecting anyone else on the way.
If it's
I think
on the
everyone
way,
else
I
is
would
busy.
probably. What's Mazdak up to? Is he in the garden or?
If we what's considered citadel there is effectively the Mage Council building,
Okay.
which is all attached to the transport section and whatnot. And yeah, your house is more sort of in the middle, not far from the river. So yeah, from coming from Passa, you can definitely take a path past your house.
Yeah, it would pop back. I think we would go that way, and just to see if there's anybody, would let them know we're going to see the Mage Council. See if anybody wanted to come along.
Well, as soon as you guys had left, and leaving the Sasha and Bug in the garden, Mazdak would have picked up his books and gone back to the laboratory to practice manipulating the weave, because I've only got the rest of today and tomorrow to get it right. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm not at the house anymore.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, we'll come back to Mazdak at the lab in a minute.
You haven't done anything sensible, like leave a note where you're going or anything, no?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
I think Atan would know, because Atan and Mazdak were talking about it whilst Bernie was out on her.
Yeah, I mean it's fairly
Great
obvious
journey,
that I've said that I would be practicing in the laboratory for most of today and tomorrow, and then tomorrow we need to go to scope out Passa to figure out our defences when I can get a better lock on where the rift's going to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
Okay.
we'd leave potentially Bug and Sasha making friends with their horses.
I have a name.
Super.
I'm going to call my horse Quincy.
Quincy. Very
Don't
nice.
pay me.
Okay, so the three of you then, we can probably drop that. So the three of you head off to the Major Council and find Lucrezia still in her office, as she ever is. Oh. Evening, I was just about to turn in for the night. Are you okay?
We wanted to speak with you about the plans for the rift in 2 days.
Right.
I don't suppose
Okay.
you've seen any weird creatures about, have you?
Sort of weird creatures.
I was going for.
Oh,
the,
sorry. I'm on the back of like a 14-hour work day, so sorry. Yes. No sign of any Nosoro.
It's good.
Yes.
Away.
Sorry.
Although, didn't we sort of
We
work
did
out that
kind of
the
work,
shapeshifter?
That was Mazdak, but it was. I gave up trying to understand that a while
Yeah.
ago.
So do we need to be so cautious?
I don't think so. I think we should be. But we can keep doing it for now at this.
No harm, is there?
Yes. Apologies coming so late, but we thought we'd come and just kind of give you our thoughts on maybe the defense layout between.
Okay.
Unless
Now-
you've come up with anything.
I do believe that in the morning you lot were going to be called into the main meeting room to meet with the council to discuss that sort of thing. They're putting themselves into the situation to try and help.
Ah, okay. Yes, that would definitely help. So tomorrow morning then, yes?
Yeah. At the moment, we've just sort of sent a bit of word around that there's something dangerous in the area and tried to get people to clear out a bit. But that's difficult, you know. A lot of those people don't have much, and you can't really ask them to leave their homes. They got nowhere to go. So
Very unfortunate people in that part of the city.
yeah.
Well, I think we've come up with somewhat of a plan, and maybe all heads combined tomorrow morning, we can make that a bit more decisive.
Yeah.
It may be best for us to hold and discuss plans tomorrow then, if we are to be called into a meeting.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll leave the message with you now. Then, if you get back here for 9 o'clock, the meeting is going to be. So you can get some breakfast. Come on in here. We'll,
Informing the rest, yes.
Okay, well, I probably won't see you tomorrow because I'm not in that meeting.
Okay.
But yeah, good luck.
You have a good evening, Lucrezia.
I will try. So, yeah, you can head back, pass that message on that you can, you've got a council meeting in the morning. You can discuss it all with them. Mazdak, you
Yeah.
you wander over to in a similar direction to where your friends are coming from. But you get to that little courtyard and the statue was slid to the side.
Already. Huh. Interesting. I will. But I have the orb that goes
You
in.
do?
So is there an orb?
Do you have a key?
Is there another key in it?
There is.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna turn invisible.
Okay. You no longer see yourself.
And I will cautiously creep down the stairs, looking for any kind of light or listening out for any sounds that anybody may be making.
Okay. You go down the stairs through that sort of barrier that shimmers into the lab. Make a perception check for me as you get down there.
That is perception 14.
You don't hear anything, but you do. There is a slight char smell in the air.
Interesting. Okay, I will proceed cautiously and quietly, as quietly as I can.
Okay. Whereabouts are you heading?
Does the smell seem stronger one way or the other?
One scuttle down, crab your way down one side, crab your way the other. Seems pretty equismellant.
Equismellant, eh? Wow. Okay. My original plan was to go into one of the storage rooms and just sit and practice and to sort of shut the door and sort of practice, but maybe even in the room where the Elotai were,
Okay.
because that seems far away.
Of all the rooms, that's probably the smelliest, but yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I will go there quietly
Okay.
and as stealthily as possible.
So as you head around the outside of that main square that it is towards that bottom, the smell down there is much stronger.
Okay. Right. I'm gonna creep along until I get to the corridor that leads up into the central room,
Okay.
because I suspect that's where somebody would head if they were going this
That
way.
does seem to be where the smell is strongest.
Am I still
Now-
visible, by the way?
How long does that last?
Invisibility. Where are you? An hour.
Oh, yes.
So I was just wondering if there was any sort of magic cancelling going on. That might have, wiped out my invisibility.
Doesn't seem to be. Yeah, and you move along the bottom, and as soon as you turn that northwards again, heading up into that main chamber, yeah, you can see and smell and tell that more than one fireballs have been thrown around in this place.
Interesting.
And those structures that sit on those 6 platforms have collapsed.
Is there any sign of anybody in here?
There does not seem to be.
But they've totaled the platforms.
Yeah.
That's really very annoying. I'm going to go back down to the office where there's the boardroom, in effect, where all the little teleport circles are, or little teleport chambers. And is there anybody in here?
Make another perception check. Well, not just this room.
Oh,
But...
that's good for me. We've got 18 plus 2 is 20, dirty 20.
Excellent. You cannot hear anything. There's no footsteps or breathing or anything. This place feels very empty.
Okay. Suspect they left the key in the door, and the door open.
Yeah, that seems to be what you would surmise, that someone's been down here, done what they needed to do, and then just left without taking the key.
Yeah. I'll have to find out who has a key to this place. Are the teleport chambers still operative, or have they been fireballed as well?
No, seems untouched.
Okay. I will drop my visibility, and I'll take one of the comfy chairs from the boardroom table, sit in that, and clear my head and start to try to manipulate the weave to sort of. I want to sort of try and move it so it forms into shapes. I want to try and get it into a ball shape, then sort of squeeze the balls tight. And then I want to try various. If I get that, I want to then try and. Because my plan is to sort of try and.
So you're going into your weave training here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah,
Weave on.
Yep.
Okay. So, have we got... I did do a thing for you, didn't I?
You did.
You have a weave manipulation
I do have
skill.
a weave manipulation skill.
Okay, so when you are focusing in, trying to create a ball, make a check for that.
That's a 15.
Okay. So, pretty good first go, even despite sitting down to try and practice this through some annoyance of what you've just seen.
Yeah, I am
managed
quite annoyed about that. But, yeah, pressing concern.
You managed to refocus. Very important job to do. You need to get this right. So, clear your mind. And you just begin to do that and just sort of crunch this down. And you can see just reality pulling into this central point as you scrunch it into a paper ball.
Yeah. So my sort of goal is to get used to doing that, so I can be sort of proficient in using the weave to contain things. So what I want to do is try and get the weave to wrap around one of the chairs and slowly crush it.
Interesting. Okay. So let's do
another check.
Wrap the chair check. Yeah.
Better. 18 this time.
Superb. You form it around the chair and just lift the chair up off of the ground.
Yeah.
As it feels, the more you do it, the more comfortable it gets. It's like anything that you keep practicing and there you just collect it and lift it up and then just crush this chair.
Nice.
And when you release the weave, it's just dust, been entirely obliterated.
Okay, cool. Right. So, what I'll do then is over the next few hours, I'll just continue doing stuff like that, making the weave encompass things, and try to use the weave to enclose, contain, and shut.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's that.
You can keep practicing that. I don't think we need to keep rolling checks. But if you reload your character sheet, I have made a change to your weave manipulation skill.
Ooh, awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, yeah, like I say.
So when are you going to make me a new cardigan then, Mr. Weaver?
I can certainly make you a jacket that does up round the back. It's an interesting possibility to use the weave to actually crush someone to death, though.
We may be brewing some custom spells, I feel.
Maybe.
Yes, is that too overpowered?
Yes. Absolutely.
Definitely haven't unleashed a monster.
No, not at all. Cool. Yeah. Well, like I say, I'll do that for the next sort of 2-3 hours, just continually doing that, and then there's a voice in my head that sounds suspiciously like Morgrax, telling me that I probably ought to go back home and get some sleep. I don't know what Morgrax has done, this sort of sorcery that she's inserted into herself into my head. But yeah, that's what will happen. When I leave the laboratory, I will take the other key out, so I now have 2 keys. So that it's all locked up. And then, yeah, I will go back to the house. So it's probably around about midnight-ish.
Yeah, okay.
And I've decided on a name for my horse.
Okay.
Nettle.
Nettle.
I thought it was Inferno.
No, that was just me shouting out Fernie things.
Right.
Her name was Nettle.
That's nice.
Sorry, it's not Inferno.
No, it's Nettle.
Nettle, okay. I have to know for my notes.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Would we even be playing D&D if it weren't if we couldn't take notes?
Well, exactly.
Okay. I better make a note of that, otherwise I'll have forgotten by next week.
I'm a little disappointed. I thought it was like an underwritten rule from many a campaign ago that at least one horse has to be named Barry.
Well, I almost called her Betty, but then I thought Bug and Betty is a bit too close, so I went for Nettle.
Didn't you have a axe called Betty or something as well? And
Bessie.
no, that was Betsy.
Hammer,
Betsy.
called Betty.
Betsy.
Betsy.
That's it.
Hammer, sorry.
Or Maul, I should say. It was a...
Talking of items as well, I know we ended last time we played with a big identify session. Whatever I was given, I know I couldn't add it in to my character, but I have nothing.
Whatever you were given, you couldn't add it into your...
Yeah, you had a ring. +1 charisma ring. And the cloak
Oh, and the
of
cloak.
Algernon.
Yeah, I couldn't find them. I don't know what you've got to say.
See, 'cause
Right.
that might just be something I need to sort out. Outside a game, I mean.
Yeah. Is there anybody still up when I get back to the house?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, after sort of bonding with the horses for a bit, probably put them back and then just chill and prepare. So sharpening my sword and sort of practicing my skills, that kind of thing for me.
Yeah.
Sat on a chair on the veranda, smoking.
With your new pipe.
Mm-hmm. I don't actually. It was a fancy pipe, wasn't it? I don't
Well, it's just a
remember.
fancy pipe.
I'll probably.
Yeah.
I think I'll be sitting with just smoking my normal pipe.
Your
But I am
non-fancy
a
pipe.
magical pipe. Trying to find where I wrote it down.
I love using this mug when I'm working. It says, "You may think that I'm listening to you, but in my head I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons."
Nice.
Yeah, it wasn't magical, the pipe, I don't think. It was just a...
It's not, and it was ornate smoking pipe, an ivory and copper smoking pipe with stale tobacco inside was the description, but I'm assuming you've cleaned that out.
Yeah. Clean it out and giving it a try. Seeing how it compares to the wooden one that I have.
Okay. So yeah, Mazdak, you get back and
So I'll see Bernia on the veranda. So. Hi, Bernia.
Good
There's-
evening.
Well, sort of. Successful evening,
Hmm.
but also frustrating.
What do you mean?
Someone has been into the laboratory and destroyed the teleportation device.
The
Oh,
one that
The,
you
the
have
laboratory
occupied.
we were in yesterday,
Yes.
today.
The
earlier.
one that you were sorry. The one that you were talking about possibly being needed for our task.
Yes.
Ew.
Yes. Somebody.
How
had,
was it destroyed?
fireball? But somebody had used a key. Somebody had used one of these keys. Now I only had one, but this was left in the statue
Mhm.
when I got there, and the door was open. It's shut now. I've locked it up. But I think we need
Are you
to.
able to identify the owner of the key that was put in there? Is there some magic that you can do to do that?
It wasn't your future self again, was it?
No. No, my future self is in the weave. It's
Are
very
we all back
complicated.
this time?
Yeah, I believe so.
I'm not going to ask any questions about it.
I
Look.
am, however, you say it was definitely not your future self as he is in the weave, but we already know that his path different from ours. Could this not be another version that walked a different path again?
Well, I suppose it could be. You're saying it's sort of another future Mazdak.
Yes, I mean, there are many paths to get us back to the house. Maybe there are many Mazdaks.
I mean, it's a possibility, I suppose. But I think what we should do is ask the mages, the Mage Council, who has access to this laboratory, who has a key.
That reminds me. We are to have a meeting with the council at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Oh, right. Okay.
Discuss plans
very handy.
around incursion at Passa.
Yes, indeed. Well, I will need to try and pinpoint the rift exactly, but I think in very good news, I think I have managed to become more practiced in manipulating the weave. So we have a better chance of controlling and closing this rift just using the weave itself. But obviously this is untested against rift.
You let me know if you wish to try and figure anything else out with what we did in the lab to destroy the magic with my ability to nullify spells.
Yes, indeed. But I think, well, no, it's okay. To be fair, we should probably go to bed.
Yes, probably.
Just a point as well. If somebody found out our plans, I know in the laboratory we did get a bit heated and treed with what we were saying. Maybe we need to just temper that and use your ability to silence stuff, Mazdak, when we're talking about stuff.
We certainly could, yes. Maybe I will cast that tomorrow in the meeting.
So you want me to set fire to everyone until they're hot and malleable, do you?
What?
He said he wants to temper things. That's how you temper metal.
Not so literal, Bug.
Right.
Oh, right.
I
God.
think
The emotion temper.
Oh,
We were talking a bit too freely about some things, and as we know, there's people about what can overhear certain stuff.
okay. Yeah.
right. Okay.
I won't say nothing to nobody because I don't know nothing. I just know I've got a lovely horse.
Now I can't get
My lovely horse, yeah.
out. It's just in my head now.
You don't see the GIF I posted.
I haven't.
But yes, need to sleep well and get prepared for tomorrow. Get everything set up before the next day, which is when it would all kick off.
Yes, I think more practice first thing, and then down to Passa to try and locate the precise location of the rift is going to be.
I've got a question.
Okay.
If these things are immune to magic, or you said they reflect magic, or whatever they do, I'm going to be bloody useless, aren't I?
No, of
Because all I
course
can
not.
do is magic.
Well,
Well, set fire to them. But it's like magical fire, so I don't want it coming back. Well, it doesn't bother me if it comes back because it doesn't hurt that much. But
You
Well-
can still hit them, can't you?
hey, what?
Hit them.
Hit them? Well, yeah, I can hit them with my sword, but my sword does fire damage as well.
But is it?
As does my shield. As does me. As does my snake.
Well,
Because I'm a
yeah.
pyromancer.
We will have to figure out my tactics over tomorrow. See what we can do. Because if myself and Sasha are the only ones that are able to do anything to these creatures, we will have a very hard time.
Well, I could summon an elemental that'll bash it really hard.
That could be
See?
helpful.
Oh, there you go.
we just need to look at the spells that we have, and maybe use some that we don't normally use, some more utilitarian spells to help our melee friends.
Are they going to be like robots and stuff made out of metal?
We don't know.
Because I can heat the metal up and make them damage like that as well.
Exactly. Maybe that's an option. But we'll have to
Okay.
see what comes through. If anything comes through. The idea is to not let anything come through.
Right.
And these are all things we can ask also the Mage Council tomorrow in the meeting. They may have a better understanding of this.
Right, so sleep, and then in the morning, Mage Council practice tactics. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. As
Very good.
I will go off to my library and sit and think about the weave before falling asleep in my big chair.
Okay. Is that Sigourney Weaver or Hugo Weaving?
I'm going to go with Sigourney this time. Hugo maybe tomorrow. Who knows?
Okay, so yeah, the lot of you can all go and hit up your respective beds or each other's. That's all up to you. And you can all get a long rest should you need it.
Yarp. Don't know why, but I do.
I did indeed.
Yeah, I think Chaz, we're gonna have to at least like limit the power of this and tie it with spell slots so it's not unlimited crush
absolutely,
ability.
Just crush.
One of those where in the moment you think, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm glad my player's thinking outside the. Oh wait, no, I broke the game. I said yes too many times.
Yes.
Yes. So you can all get your long rest, get up in the morning, get some breakfast, see your horses.
Yeah, I've got to take some apples and stuff out to feed the horses.
Yeah, spend a bit more time bonding with Quincy.
Did you leave them in the garden?
No,
No, we would have put them away.
put them away. But what I would want to do this morning before what I'm feeding it is see how comfortable she is with fire. See if I can just sort of like hold a flame in my hand and stroke her at the same time.
Ooh, that seems risky. Let's try it.
Well, I don't know how to do it. He just said I need to put fire in.
the firestone.
Hey,
You need a fire. Yeah.
but if it feels like it's hurting or it shies away, then I'll just stop straight away.
Yeah, as the fire gets close to its face, it does back away.
Okay. I'll just snuff it out straight away and just stroke it normally and give her another apple.
Again, there is information in the documents, but whether Bog has or would read that or listen to,
Well, I think Mazdak's got the documents, hasn't he?
I think so.
I wouldn't be disturbing Mazdak because he's far too important and clever and busy.
No, I've got.
No, I think
Have you?
I think Assad had
Well,
the documents. I
Obviously
both
thinks
read
that Mazdak
them, but
doesn't want to disturb Mazdak.
okay. So after brekkie, meeting time.
Yes.
Let's
Hopefully
just
we can
get
get
going.
this.
Okay, and we'll make our way across to the university, the Mage Council.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, you head on in, go up the stairs, down the corridor to the large double doors where the main meeting room is. There is a secretary or whatever you call them sat outside, but he welcomes you and invites you to go on in. As you do, you open the door and you see this like semicircle table with Stanyard sat in the middle. To the left of him is Eluin, Igtharoon, and Menegilda. As you've seen them, an elf tiefling gnome. And then on the other side is Lillian, human, who you know to be Lucrezia's mum. Classion, who's a fire genasi. And unexpectedly, on the far end, on the right, is Several.
Okay. Morning, everyone.
Morning. Glad you could get here.
Indeed. Would it be possible, do you think, for us to scooch in a little closer so that we can have some privacy, as it were?
What you doing?
I was going to cast a spell that one of my friends gifted me.
Okay, what does it do?
It provides a a bubble of privacy, so nobody but the people inside can hear or detect what we're saying, thinking, etc.
Dragon magic.
Yes. SETI
All right.
was giving it to me, so.
Yeah, right. Well, Meligilda, could you help as this gnome stands up? Sure, I can help. And she wanders over, just puts her hand, and she's a little bit shorter than you, Mazdak, puts her hand on your shoulder. You go, right, well, if you cast...
Okay, and I will cast the privacy bubble.
And you do, but unusually, as that bubble like normally just comes out from you, it's 3 times the size that it usually is.
I look down. That's incredibly useful. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, well,
Certainly
We can-
saves us all being squished in together.
right. And she scuttles back round and hops back up onto her seat.
Okay,
So,
we can now talk freely.
without being on each other's laps.
Exactly. So, I have a quick question. There is a research laboratory hidden underneath the city, and I want to look to see if anybody has sort of recognised that fact and already knows about this or is surprised by this.
Okay. Make an insight, a fiddy check.
Fiddy check.
Now, normally
on
I
that.
would help you, but I can't because I don't know anybody in this room apart from Lucrezia.
Can I join in on that? But on several.
Lucrezia's not in the room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If you're looking directly at several.
I'm watching him.
Okay. So I got a 15 plus 2, 17.
I've
Okay.
got 15 plus 4, 19.
Nice.
Okay, 17 and a 19. To varying degrees, all of them seem to kind of give a yeah,
So,
but not. But you've heard rumours, Mazdak, that the city has all sorts of treasures hidden underneath it.
yeah. Okay.
The old city. There's more than just one hidden lab.
Okay. What I'll do then is I will take out the key that I found in the statue and sort of gently place it along the table. Could anybody tell me who this belongs to? I found it yesterday.
Well, that's the sigil of the crown, and it belongs to the prince.
Right. The prince?
But you know that, so I'm guessing you want something more.
Yes, indeed.
I
Yes.
don't know. He sort of looks around the room. Nobody seems to suggest they can connect an item to a person.
Okay. So, we have discovered a large research laboratory underneath the plaza outside, the square with the statue.
Mm.
This, and I pick up the key, is a key. If you insert this into the statue, it will move aside. There is a set of stairs going down to a large research facility, which we've discovered. It's incredibly useful and contained what I can only describe as possibly the most important discovery in magic. There appears to be a large, or was rather, a large teleportation device which looked as though you could travel it looked as though it was the prototype for the travel gateways that we have in the travel building.
All right.
But it looks as though it can go interplanar.
Oh,
Or rather, it could, until somebody destroyed it yesterday with fireballs. Anybody else sort of looking shifty, guilty?
make another check.
More fitty check. Ooh, no, that's bad. 9.
16 on several.
Several specifically doesn't budge, and nobody else seems to offer any
So-
sort of guilt.
That's the that was would have been very, very useful in our investigations, but no matter. We are here
So-
to discuss the rift. Are we not?
You went down to this lab,
Yes.
and then a day later, there's fireballs that destroyed a
Yes.
part of it.
Yes, indeed.
Right. Well, seems like you may want to look at yourselves rather than us for that.
Right. Are you suggesting one of us did that?
Wouldn't dream of it.
Right. Okay. But anyway, back to the matter of the rift. We can tell it will be in Passa. We should have some more information on that a little bit later today about the exact pinpoint location. Well, say exact, but it will be accurate enough.
Yeah.
And I believe my colleagues and friends were wanting to ask some questions about tactical things, so I don't know anything about tactics, so I will hand over to Bernia and Atan, who seem to be quite good at this sort of thing.
To an extent. From what we know, and I don't know how much of this has been passed on to you, but what we are to expect from this rift, I don't know how accurate this is, but will be creatures that are able to repel magic.
Reflect, more specifically.
So it will make any wizardly attack on them detrimental. So I do not know how much of a non-magical force you have within this city.
Basically none.
Right.
But we do have, and you do have, friends, and we do have a very good teleportation network. So, if there's anyone that you think might be willing and able to help, we could see about bringing them into the city.
The only groups that I can think of from the top of my head would be support from Oninia for the aid that we have given them, but their armies will likely still be recovering from the both.
We can ask, but they've been through a lot recently, yeah.
There's also possibly the dwarves south of there. So we have aided them as well in repelling the Everburn.
Aye.
Beyond that, our only other allies I can think of would be Seti.
I was going to reach out to Seti and see if there's any whippersnappers that want a good fight.
Hmm.
But inviting so many dragons into the city, it's unheard of.
Beyond that, our other allies are either too limited, we do not know where Chikoto is. And, yes. Beyond that, I have no strong enough connections to Valaya to be able to call in support there. And whilst we have allies in the Dark Elves, I suspect that inviting them in at this early stage would be potentially risky.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good idea.
That leaves us with
Not
the
to
Dark.
mention, I think you've said this is happening tomorrow morning,
Hmm.
and they don't like the sun, do they?
No.
Our other thought process with this is maybe channeling whatever comes out of this rift. So how hard would it be for you to maybe barricade a few streets off and direct them somewhere?
Oh, physical channeling. I didn't quite
Yes.
follow you there, but
Um,
right. So we would need a precise location in order to get them in.
That
Which-
we can get
yes.
with Mazdak's work, I'm certain.
Okay. We
How-
can.
How much time would you need to maybe set up these barricades and channel them?
Well, we've got some good geomancers in the city, so we could possibly do it that way.
That
The
makes
wizard.
a lot of sense.
The next
Any-
question is, we don't exactly know what type of things are coming through, but one of my thoughts was maybe we could channel them to the port. Most things need to breathe, and if they can't swim, it's an easy out. But then also, if they can, it's an easy in for them into the city through the river system.
Is also beneficial if there are any ships of war that do not use magical munitions would be able to assist. Though it would cause damage to the port, I suppose that is something to be considered.
And the voice from the right, if I may make a suggestion, several speaks up. If we are going to get the geomancers to channel by creating walls, why do we not find the direct location that the portal will open and create a pit for them to fall into, and then flood that pit, as you suggest, with water?
That could work. It is not a bad suggestion.
If the geomancers can create walls, I'm sure they can remove them.
Provided that they can repair any damage to Bassa that is caused afterwards. But I'm
Yes.
sure they are capable.
And this is all going on the fact that these things, I like to think for the worst and hope for the best, but if they are magic repellent, I feel like they're going to be quite acrobatic.
That is one suggestion one assumption you are making, Athan, in that they are will have problems with water and that they cannot fly. If they are able to fly, then that completely invalidates such a plan.
Yes.
I think
And
my
of
suggestion
course-
would be to fortify the locations, try and find a way to enforce that they cannot escape, and we find a way to put them down through non-magical means. And my thought is that if, as Mazdak said, they are magic reflective, that would not stop you from using magic to be indirect. Bug has mentioned that he is capable of summoning elemental beings. Perhaps that would be of use. Elementals that are able to fight directly but without casting spells at the creatures.
And all of this is, of course, secondary because Mazdak may be able to close the rift in time.
Indeed.
Well, that's the primary plan, is to close the rift.
Well, I could get my elemental thing to stand at the entrance to the rift and punch anything really hard that comes out, and push it back again.
I think a plan is to fortify, hold off any creatures that come through to protect Mazdak in his attempts to try and seal the rift.
Yeah, I can do that.
Between myself, Sasha, and anything that anyone else can provide in non-magical means, we can, I'm pretty certain, handle it. My main concern is if these things are magic reflective, in potential, have been almost designed either by artificial means or by nature to deal with magical things, they may have a sense to magic and may be drawn towards it, which would potentially draw them directly into the wider city and cause a lot of havoc.
Right. That is a good point. We know, though, that the portal's going to open the passer side of the city walls.
We're pretty certain of that. We'll have
Okay.
a more precise location soon.
So, maybe then we could, if, and no guarantees because, people, but maybe we could use the gate in the walls as a bottleneck that we can try and push them through. If they do start chasing after magical folk, they'll be drawn more into Cantisha than they will to Passa.
Yes.
And Canticia will be easier to defend because it is walled. You have a gate to cause a bottleneck.
Yeah, but that is wild speculation at the moment, so I don't know it.
For any possibility, as these rifts are unpredictable.
Aye. Okay. So, some sort of plan then, if we can work out exactly the right location and start to fortify that, either with walls or pits or whatever we can do. If we can have backup plans of funneling them into certain locations, either down into the harbour or through the gates to the main city, where we could potentially combat them in smaller numbers. If we could get some assistance into the city, don't know if we could. Maybe he sort of looks around at his colleagues, reach out to the orcs or the giants and see if there's any possibility of getting some help in from there.
It's definitely worth, even though they have been through a lot, asking if there are any spare Onenians to come through. I mean, this is fate of the world / nothing left afterwards, when you look at it that way.
If Canticia is destroyed, then we may be unable to complete our task in stopping these rifts.
We can try, but just remember that recently they did have to deal with the problem that we then sorted.
I think
I think
calling
there is better stock in the dwarves or the giants, potentially. They have also been affected by these rifts and will understand the importance of stopping them.
Yeah. Okay.
I will send word to my father and see if he can rally any remaining troops to aid Kantishi.
That would be good. Um, I was just looking for a name. No, it's not gonna. It's not gonna come up, is it? Of course. Well, I'll reach out to the chief. See if we can get any dwarves here. And yeah, okay. I think there's some sort of plan here.
Yes, and as soon as we know a more precise location, we can come back to you, let you know, so you can start setting things up.
Yeah, that'd be good. Okay. So, that side, how's everything else going? What happened to the older you, Mazdak? He's not with you.
Future me is no longer with us.
Oh,
He is.
Okay.
He's an ex-Mazdak.
He. Well, when I say no longer with us, he is still with me.
I know.
This is complicated. He is now within the weave.
That does sound complicated. I'd like to read your notes on that when we've got more time.
Yes, possibly
How do
the
you merely become one with the weave?
there was. Now I know for a fact that this guy is a student of Nimraland, don't I?
Yep.
Sitting here debating about whether I'm going to mention that name. Because Bernie was suspicious because the entire research chamber
I
had
know.
kind of rearranged.
Severil isn't, is he?
Yes,
Correct.
everyone was suspicious of it.
Okay. I will. I think I haven't had time to mark all of my notes up completely. What I'd like to do is get it all in order and put it. I think if we deal with the rift first, then I can come back to you and tell you exactly what went on and the ritual that we used. But it was yes, it was very complicated, and I need some more time to write that down.
Okay.
But yes, I would certainly love to discuss it with you.
That'd be very interesting to hear your account of that. And what of like the wider problems here? What are the rifts?
Well, the rifts are, and I will explain what the rifts are again, whether they are tears through time because the old original elemental gods are trying to escape their prison, and I will explain all of that. I will, yeah, I'll just go into all of that and say that we are close to getting the last key.
Have we informed the council of Contarara and how she installed her? How we think she's installed herself as the 10th god?
We have, well,
As Dask?
yeah, I don't think we've told anyone on the council. We may well have told.
Might have told Severil? I don't know. I don't think so.
No, I don't think we've told anyone.
No, nobody here, I don't think.
No,
Obviously, Seti's the most
yeah. Seti,
powerful person that you talk to about it.
yeah, and I don't think we should tell the council
No.
because I
What I will
don't
say-
trust them.
I will kind of inform that some of the gods are willing to kind of help deal with this problem, but many of the others are clutching onto their power, and that's what the main conflict is currently. Bubble at the moment.
Yeah, the bubble only lasts 10 minutes, by the way.
Oh, okay. Well, we've definitely been talking longer than 10 minutes, but...
I assume when so-and-so beefed up the bubble, it beefed up the time as well, so...
Great point. Let's say that happened.
It is what I have learned from Nagale. How much of it is true, I cannot say, but I do trust her.
Okay. So what happens when you get the final key?
Well, then we should be able to go to the realm of the gods to ask advice and treat with them and try to broker some sort of peace deal between the new and the old, because it's the old gods that are trying to escape, so we kind of need to try and convince.
And given one of our rift journeys that I think Mazdak may have mentioned, we have seen what the world will become.
Yes.
If this is not dealt with. It will be elves and dwarves killing each other with horrifying creations. Nothing else. But we are hoping to try and...
What if you do get to the realm of the gods and the old gods, coming back? What effect will that have on our plane?
Well, that we don't
It
know
won't
yet.
just be sunshine and rainbows, will it?
No.
Probably not.
It's a
But
difficult position.
it's not exactly sunshine and rainbows now.
No.
And we are trying to mitigate the worst effects of leaving things as they are.
The ideal situation would be to not have any gods removed, as that would play havoc for some
Yes,
nations on
indeed.
faith. And following.
Oh, that's quite a dilemma.
Indeed.
But Rift first, then gods,
We deal with that.
stop end of the world,
We do
and
that.
then we can do some research. Get back to
We still need to
studying.
find the last piece that we need for it.
Just stay in contact with us about anything you find out. I know you are anyway, but anything that you find out or changes your mind in the approach you're going to take if you get to the realm of the gods, because at the moment it sounds like the entire fate of everything rests on the shoulders of you lot. Now, I'm not saying you're not qualified, it's just quite big to put in the hands of just you guys.
Well, yes, indeed. I mean, obviously we are in contact with yourselves and SETI,
Yeah.
and you know we look to take your advice and your wisdom and experience in our efforts to talk to the gods.
Yeah. Maybe we could, sort out who goes when you get that last key.
Yes, absolutely. It's not going to be that fun, I'll tell you that.
Okay, well, yeah. Go find out what you need to do. Let us know if you need anything. All 7 of us are around if you need any help or advice. We all have our skill sets. If you think of anything and you want to employ anything, like look, I mean, Glassion's good at illusions, so maybe that's a tactic you could employ. Just have a think, try and work it out. Let us know if you need anything.
We will indeed.
Okay. Right. Have a good day. Speak to you soon.
And you, as we are leaving and a bubble drops, I just want to send a message to Severo.
Okay.
Just really quick, just sort of look over at him and send a message and say, could you meet me by the statue in the courtyard?
Beating me to it. I was about to ask several to step aside for a private meeting.
Yeah.
And you just get back sure.
And as
That was a cantrip message, Fiddy, not a sending message.
Yeah, that was
I was just making sure.
That was just message. That wasn't
Yeah.
sending.
Oh, Several, can I have a word with you on the beast that is in the mountains on the eastern continent?
Yes, of course. If I can be excused, Grandmaster. He seems a little put out by being here, but he's dismissed and he follows you out. But let's take a quick break before we get to that, because we're already past 9.
Righty-ho, break time. We'll be back right after these sponsorship messages that we don't have ever. and welcome back. We were having clandestine meetings, I believe.
It's exactly why I need a mustache to twirl. So you have left the council chambers, and Several has walked out into Burnia and closes the doors behind him as he's the last to leave. What can I help you with? Your friend has already sent me a message asking me to meet you later on.
And perhaps we talk whilst we walk there.
Okay.
We discovered from a rift about the beast that tore through Valaya and Sandemia.
Yes.
It's called Ridogita. It is a future creation of Renes.
Oh, fun.
Indeed. That is what I meant when I said elves and dwarves making things to kill each other.
Yes.
The golems that attacked Oninia are related. But and I'll then kind of go over what we were told in like the process of you have to do to kill a Ridigita and the focuses.
Interesting. So my all-out attack approach was never going to work unless I was lucky and hit
I
the
do
right
intend to
spot.
hunt it down, but if the business we have to deal with the rifts will always come first.
Right. Interesting. Okay. This business, actually, I'm waiting until we are. Actually, we're probably pretty close. So, at that point, we get out into the courtyard near the statue.
That's like
And we,
So, Several, I wanted to have a quick chat with you about Nimrelin
right.
and her influence over the council. I believe you are not one of her appointees,
Correct. Yes.
but I believe that the Grandmaster is.
I believe that also.
Okay, I was, but I am no longer.
Impressive.
So I didn't want to say anything whilst in the company of the Grandmaster. But I believe that she may well have provided a key to this laboratory and instructed one of her many wizards to destroy what is down there.
this is the same name that talking statue was connected to, wasn't it, Mazdek?
Yes.
And we suspected that she had arranged that lab to try and keep any prying eyes out. Locks.
Yes.
But the thing that was destroyed was some sort of pan-dimensional
Teleportation
portal.
device. Yes.
Right.
Which we had intended to use to go to the realm of the gods. Or at least assist in our quest for that.
So that device was potentially going to take you to the realm of the gods where you would resolve the issues that we are currently facing.
Yes. For some reason, it appears that she does not want these issues resolved.
But her power lies in the number of wizards that follow her.
Indeed.
So why would she wish the wizards dead?
Do not know.
What kind of a being is this Nimrillan?
Again, I do not know. I merely thought she was a high-ranking wizard that offered me.
No, she's
Passage
not
to the
of this plane. She is Fey, I believe.
So I understand.
Oh, good.
Hmm. But one that has amassed great power in this world.
But I suspect this may be something we need to think about on another day. But I thought I would
Yes.
introduce this thought to you to see what, if anything, you could suggest.
I'm not sure the work in the lab was that of Nimrillan. I do not understand the motive. I know she works in strange ways, but
Indeed.
perhaps there is. He sort of like gives that look of we both know what we're talking about here, but
Yeah.
perhaps there is some other very powerful entity that would
It could
rather
well be,
than fail.
yes, indeed.
The only being I can think of would have a connection to fire would be the Everburn, and he has been dealt with.
I think we were thinking of
Not
somebody,
that fiery entity.
somebody most recently elevated.
Ah,
That which we do not speak of.
that makes a lot of sense, actually. Right.
For all Nimrillan's power-hungry existence, she would not want to see the end of this world.
Indeed not.
Perhaps she had put those wards in place to prevent that who shall not be named from getting any influence in there.
Quite possibly. Or perhaps it was just to test you because she finds that interesting.
That is also a large possibility. So, anyway, thank you for your time, Several. This is been most instructive.
You mentioned the lab is here.
Oh, yes, and I'll pull out the key that I found in the statue, not my key, and I'll just put it into the statue and show Several that the statue slides back.
Yes. Fairly standard. May I borrow this and investigate
Sure.
there? I just want to go and see
I would.
if there's anything I can discover of that device.
That would be most helpful. But I'll just sort of look to the others, see if they have any objections.
Just remember that we believe this thing is key to undoing your mistake.
Well, I was thinking that if you're trying to get to the realm of the gods, that the new gods once made it there. They did that long before any of this would have existed.
Yes,
They
well,
were led by
So
Vastro.
there is another way.
there is. We have two parts of that other way already.
There would be some sort of ritual that would go along with that, though, wouldn't there? Some sort of spell or incantation. That is something we...
So,
Perhaps I can be of assistance there.
Possibly.
let us hope so.
No.
We also have that I have a strong connection to one of the beings in that plane, and she is quite intent on having all of this fixed.
Yes. I have had irregular contact with another one myself. She once helped me to... I apologize, once helped me to send a message to your book, Mazdak.
Oh, right. Okay.
No, perhaps all is not lost yet.
No, I don't think so. I think we need to go to Passa to pinpoint the location of this rift.
Yes.
So if we leave you with the care of this laboratory, and we will go and see to the defense of the city.
Okay. Do that. Run along now, peons. Sorry, I've been too nice.
Mazdak's just tempted just to wrap some weave round him, but decides not to.
there is a smirk that goes with that, but yeah. And he just walks down the steps and pulls the key out as he goes.
Okay.
I
So,
just look to Mazdak and kind of say, I'm almost certain that I am related to him, yet that there is very little resemblance.
I'm not sure that we haven't just made a huge error.
It's entirely possible, but
We have no choice.
we have no choice. And his actions have shown that he is willing to try and help. But if he is a wizard that is not touched by this being you talk of, it may be healthy for him to be able to hold more sway on the council. Who knows?
Yes,
Perhaps he won't make a mistake again.
we can but hope. So, Passa.
Indeed,
past
you
it.
go. I will be sorting out some supplies. I need to buy myself some better equipment.
Okay. I'm going to go and find the location of this rift, and then I'm going to go and practice some more.
I will round up the others. Is there anything you need in wizardly supplies?
I don't think so. I think I have all the supplies that I need.
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
Do you want me to send Adnan to Passa to come and assist you, or
Yes, I think. I thought we were all here anyway, but maybe not.
I didn't? I don't know.
Are the others there? I assumed you were, but
I would have just assumed that we were like sat on the steps of the Mage Council whilst they went over towards the statue.
okay.
So, yeah, so I'll wander back over. So, Passa? Anyone?
I'm a bit full, but maybe later.
Oh, okay.
No, Passa, not Passata.
Ah, yes. Yes, we'll go, and then hopefully you can. If you need help, I can, but you
Could
can
certainly try.
pinpoint.
Bug, Morgrek, Sasha. I was thinking of making use of the treasures that we found, seeing if we can get some more equipment for ourselves to prepare for the battle ahead.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
I will join you in that.
Oh, I've got this thing as well. This gold thingy. Very
We have-
gold.
You're carrying that sarcophagus around with you. That is it not heavy?
No, it's in my special bag.
I see. Right. We should return to.
Don't touch your special bag.
I had no intentions of doing so. Return to our home, collect what treasures we have, and see what we can barter for them.
Righto. You can stick them in my special bag if you want while we're walking around.
I think I will be fine. I have a bag myself.
Okay.
I will have to ask Meglinor to have a rest at the home. I don't know. Has Bug met Meglinor?
I think so.
No.
The little bear that lives in my bag?
No.
You probably just see this little bear head poke out. Just look at you.
Oh. That's
Do
interesting.
not burn it.
Well, with a name like Bernia, I mean, it's just asking me to, isn't it?
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what Megalina was a portmanteau of. I don't remember. I'll have to look it up later.
Hmm. Okay, so Mazdak and Atan are heading to Passa, and the other
Everybody else
four
is going
are
shopping.
going back to the house to get the stuff to go and sell. Is that what you're
Shopping trip.
shopping? Yay!
Yay.
Just found it. Megalina is a portmanteau of Megli, which is, I think, Lord of the Rings Elvish for bear, and then Vinur, which is Icelandic for friend.
Oh, bear friend.
Bear friend.
Nice.
It's a better name for a bear than poo.
Pretty much anything's a better name for a bear than.
Okay. So while the four of you go and pick up all the things and then head to go and sell those, let's go and have Mazdak and Atan in Passa.
Indeed. So I want to reach out because I can tell by sort of inserting myself into the weave to sort of predict where this rift is going to be.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, as you get to and sort of go through that gate in the northeast of Kantisha, going into Passa, you can feel it, that build that comes up, that pressure in the weave is already there without looking for it. You're so tuned into it now. But even like Atan, you've worked with it a little bit or detected it a little bit. You can feel that pressure. But go and make a weave check, Mazdak.
Okay, that's a natural 20, so 27.
Oh, baby. Okay. Right. So let's.
I know what colour underpants it's wearing.
Let's pop that back up. It's can zoom in a bit more. Zoom. It's in there.
In there.
It's right in here.
Okay. So I will sort of say to Atan, guide Atan to where it is going to be. Are these houses or buildings? It's right next to the dock, isn't it? So these are proper buildings rather than just shanty town stuff.
Yeah. These are more proper.
Okay. Is anybody in
you
them,
can get
or are they
through
warehouses?
Under. Yeah, I mean these are sort of warehouses that supply, or all of these around the front, the warehouses that supply the docks. You've got a few more sort of administrative buildings around here. This sort of rectangle is sort of elevated. It's like a cross platform between the two buildings either side, but you can walk through there.
Okay.
Do they
So
turn into fluffy fanged houses at night time on a full moon?
yeah. So warehouses. Yeah. Their houses. I'm sorry. I thought you wanted to.
Yeah, no, my brain went there first.
So
So,
it's
here.
going to be in here. So, sort of looking around. Perhaps we can get the what did he say? The geomancers to
To fortify the inside of this?
yes, keep them contained here. If I cannot close the weave. So
How when you've been trying your things, Mazdak, how drained does it make you feel?
That's a very good question. How drained does it make me feel?
It's tiring. It is tiring, particularly yesterday. By the time you'd packed up near midnight and gone back home, you were exhausted.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, my plan is to, when the rift appears, use the weave to surround the rift, and basically tighten the weave around the rift so it crushes it, so nothing can come through, therefore sealing it.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know how effective that will be, but that's what I've been doing. What I'll do is there a rock or a couple of lumps of wood or a barrel or something just knocking about anywhere?
There's certainly something, yeah,
I will
for you to demonstrate with.
reach out and do the demonstration by wrapping the weave around this barrel, lift it up, and then just crush it. Would you like a?
And
Okay.
and I take it all I see is the rock being crushed. I don't. There's not like a physical sight of the weave wrapping around this rock.
Only in the sense that, I mean, just make a roll for that,
Yeah.
Chaz.
26. Rolling really well. It's going to be really bad tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, you don't like see the weave, but you see, it's like you don't see the wind, but you know the wind's there because the leaves blow. I mean, you see light sort of bending and twisting around this thing as it lifts up into the air. And then crushes the empty barrel.
Now the question is, as mightily impressive as that is, Mazdak, how big is this rift? And
Well, that I don't know. Do I know roughly how big this rift is going to be?
You've seen a couple and they're 15 feet tall.
Okay.
They're bigger than a barrel.
Okay.
and they've all.
But-
Sorry, just a question here for me as well, above table. The rifts have always been ground level.
Yes.
The rifts, do they just pop into existence or do they grow? Do we know?
Did
Because
you-
we've never actually seen one appear, have we?
The one in Onan where the very first golem that you saw, were you there for that? I can't quite remember. I know you were sort of fast chasing because you were detecting it and trying to get after the location. But I don't know. But yeah, they sort of, like there's a sort of purple glow that comes with it, but it sort of pushes through and then opens up.
Okay. So when it pushes through, what I'm going to try to do is manipulate the weave to push it back and surround it so it cannot grow. That's the plan. If it grows to like 15 feet high, that may be trickier. But this is why we have a
Yes,
plan B.
it's trying to just picture this all, and because you mentioned before about maybe surrounding and stitching weave
Yes.
to close the rift. So the smaller size you can do that at, the
Yes.
easier
Oh, absolutely.
it should be.
So I need to be here so that I can work as quickly as possible to surround it and contain it and essentially push it back together.
And the rifts, DM,
Mm-hmm.
you can only go into it from one way, or is it double?
Well, I mean, you don't know,
Okay.
I suppose is the short answer, but these guys have certainly seen things come out of rifts, and you're aware of things that have disappeared, presumably,
no.
into a
You-
rift.
You misunderstand my question. I need to phrase it better. Rift, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Things come out.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah, is it flat or a 3D thing?
Yeah.
Again, you don't know. but it's kind of a four-dimensional tear in 3D space, so probably all directions.
Oh, that'll fuck your brain up a bit, won't it?
Yeah.
4D tear in 3D space.
Yes. I had a thought on the way here as well, talking about some things. Came here, and again, it's going to be another conversation with the council, but I don't know how easy. If these things do get out, or some of them do, surely some sort of teleportation to just get them, drop them in a volcano, drop them in the middle of the ocean, who knows, whatever it is. Maybe we can do that, I don't know.
Well, the last thing we dropped into a volcano didn't go so well.
Yes, I wasn't there, sorry. Completely forgetting about that.
No,
That
you are right. I mean, the only problem with that is we don't know. Once we sort of teleported away into something, we don't know whether that's dealt with the problem or it's just got it very angry.
Yes.
So I suspect that what we have to do is get Sasha to hit them very, very hard.
That's the plan. Is there anything you can do to make me hit harder or more often?
You're not here. You've gone shopping.
Oh, okay.
There's only myself and Atan here, I believe.
Or if there is something the council can do to speed up the process of a permanent teleportation circle.
To where?
And create a prison. Geomancers could then potentially create a space big enough, enclosed, where there's this permanent circle.
Or we could have 2 teleporters and stack one on top of the other and just make them fall through constantly in a loop.
Oh, Portal.
Yeah,
Yes.
someone's been playing Portal.
Yeah.
Fire one into the moon.
I love that game.
It's a fantastic
It's all
game.
yes. It's the thing. What's annoying me is that we don't know what they look like, what they can
No.
do, and what they're capable of.
Indeed. So we will
Apart
have
from
to
one
wait until, if they get through, we can deal with them.
Yes. And I feel completely redundant because I don't use the magic you do. I can't really empower you as such. I can't even lend you any of mine to
Yes, but you were
make
working
you
on
stronger.
your shield and your other bits and pieces that you have.
Yes, the shield one I've kind of got down to a T, and my magic doesn't. It allows me to not necessarily expand a spell, but make it more useful in spread across the board. So basically, I've figured out that I can't shield everyone, and I can't create like a temporary bubble to stop things falling on us. But if you had to move out of the way quickly from anything fast or anything falling, I could give you a bonus not to take damage.
Right, I see. Well, that's certainly
so if
very
I-
useful.
Definitely. So if I tried it with other spells, yes, potentially. But then there's not many other utilitarian spells I have.
So perhaps you're going to have to hit things with a big stick.
I do, and he kind of like points to his back where he's got a bow on it. I do have this, but I haven't used one in a while, but it's always there just in case.
Yes.
And they're reflective, and the thing is, are they reflective of magic? or just spells? Because if something is imbued with magic, but is a melee hitting weapon, does it reflect that, or
I think it's
all
just
of these questions?
I think it's just spell damage. So if you were to throw a fireball, it would reflect the fireball back.
Unless you
if
put
you-
the fireball beneath it.
If you hit it with a magical sword, I suspect that the magical sword would still hit and do damage.
That's utility spells, and potentially just give me an idea.
Yes, indeed. I think we ought to think very carefully about the spells that we have and what we can do to assist our melee colleagues. So, I suspect that Atan and Mazdak will just sort of sit and ponder spells and maybe.
Yeah, we're
wander
off a
back.
bit, and then I'll kind of be like, yes, enough pondering. I think you need to do a bit more practicing, right?
Yes, and you should tell the Mage Council exactly where the rift is going to be.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And do you have an exact spot, or just it's in that open area?
It's
Yeah, Mazdak can put a fixed spot in there.
Yeah. Okay.
With an actual 20, yes, he can give the what 3 words location of it.
It's like when there's sewer work being done, there's just these like blue crosses appear all
Yeah.
on the path.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I will. We'll head back. I'll go in, and Mazdak will go to the R&D.
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, so we'll cut to cut to the other gang.
Shopping.
Chopin. Well, this might be your death march. Dropping some classical music knowledge on you.
Oh. So it's
Okay. So, have you got a list of the things that you want to sell?
I think so. Let me
Okay.
take my notebook.
I've got the gold sarcophagus, which was 7,500 golds worth.
I don't remember the value. So we've got the Trance Dragon Banner, the sarcophagus, and the gold necklace, which was specifically like treasured items that we got. What else did we have? There were a couple of the magic items that we didn't really need.
What was that? The magic banner. Sorry, the dragon banner, the sarcophagus, and what was the other one you
The
said?
gold necklace.
Gold necklace.
Ring of engagement,
yep.
crescent armor spikes, gold sarcophagus.
So the banner, the sarcophagus, the necklace, one of the rings, the one in the box, I think it was the engagement one. The armor spikes. I'm trying to remember what those armor spikes did.
They glowed.
They glow.
Oh, yeah.
Less than that.
Wasn't much use for me because I'm already quite visible.
Tomorrow I can make myself glow.
Trying to think of anything else.
Box of sand.
Yeah, the box of glowing blue sand might sell for a couple of gold, maybe.
I think Amsterdam was keeping that just in case.
Yeah, can
That's
do.
what I've got noted.
Okay.
What else we got? Torches.
2 are being used in the house, we're keeping the other one.
Okay. You're keeping the dexterity gloves, the slapping gloves.
You should have had your little slap Spaniard or something.
The Zoo of Intimidation, I think we should keep. That's a fun item.
If you ever want to slap an NPC or a PC and blame it on the gloves, I am all for that. Like, I'm happy to put you in control. I might occasionally just go, you slap him.
What else we got? There was the wand of slightly helpful things. What did that do?
Mazdak was keeping that, I think.
Oh, Madzak's got that. Cool.
It did slightly helpful things, like
yeah.
just drop a gallon of water on the carpet.
Yeah, exactly. The
Atan's what
shield
they could do.
bashing.
Prowl.
Kral's got
It's all
that.
written down.
Yep.
The buckler of friendship.
More Grax.
Morgrax, cool. The cloak is with Atan.
Atan, yeah.
Yeah, the armor spike's done. The ring is with Atan. The
Yep.
rope, I think one of us have got, and then two weapons we're fine. So yeah, it's the banner, the sarcophagus, the necklace, the ring of engagement, and the armor spikes.
Okay.
Oh, I've got the animated rope.
Have you?
Yeah, we'll keep that. That's useful.
Yeah,
That's what I've got written down.
yeah.
Okay.
Is
Well,
that in D&D Beyond yet, the animated rope?
I don't know. I need to go through and make sure. If there is a comprehensive list of who's got what, looking at you, Nat,
Yes.
if you could send that to me, I'll make sure any items that don't exist are made and added to inventories.
Cool.
The sum total of the sarcophagus, the armor spikes, the dragon banner, and the engagement ring is 8,215 gold.
8,215. And what about that necklace as well? It's just a regular gold necklace.
Yeah, add an extra 10 on for that.
Okay, so 8,225.
Yes.
So I can take the gold sarcophagus out of my thing now. Okay.
Divided by 7. Calculator. 8, 2, 2, 5.
1,100
75. That divided quite neatly.
1175 each. Okay.
1175 each. Obviously, we can get if characters are willing to buy certain items if we need them. I gave them the list to the DM.
There we go. Okay. And you didn't even try and haggle for more.
Bernier's not the type for haggling. I don't know if any of the others would have.
So are you going to go and spend any of that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to go looking for items that can make me stronger or make me tougher.
Well, you've just sold some glowing spikes. I mean, they make you look tougher.
Yeah.
There's a difference between looking tougher and being tougher.
Is there?
Okay.
Is there though?
Yeah.
There's
Someone in
definitely
the
one
Animal
thing you
Kingdom will argue with you there.
There's definitely something that a pair of you could do to make yourself stronger.
Yeah, it's a little bit more tricky to do mine.
Yeah. I'm still baffled by the clue that you gave me.
Oh. Well,
But
yeah. The attunement description says you need a particular condition to be able to
Yeah.
attune to this. You have been somewhere
that
where
can
you
give me
get
that
that condition.
But where is that place? Why can't I remember?
It's quite old. Dalen was with you at the time.
Whoa, that was a while
Was
ago.
Bernier part of the party at the time?
Oh, I think. But was Bernier not?
No. Bernier and
That might
Dalen
be
were
why I
never
have
in
no
the same
clue.
party.
Bernier and Dalen were in the same party, but I think only for the bit that where we went to Anina, or he left before Anina, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Bernia's first adventure was going into the Dragonlands to go and meet with Seti. And we had Dalen for that, but then when we went to Anina, he left.
That might have been immediately after the thing I'm referencing then. Okay. It's fine then. So, yeah, I wasn't expecting shopping, so I haven't prepared any new things.
I did give you my shopping list.
Oh, God, you did, didn't you?
But it is almost 10 o'clock, so I mean,
Yeah.
If you want to call it there and be ready for it next time, that's
Let's see.
sensible.
Yeah, that might be what we do.
Also gives a chance for Kral to be here for that as well.
Can't find your shopping list.
Thought I sent it to you in direct message on Discord.
That's where I'm looking.
Did I not?
I vaguely remember you doing something.
I think
like
we talked about it after the session, I
that.
think.
Yeah, that
I'll
was it.
send you a message in a bit.
Okay.
Had in mind.
Okay. I suppose that goes for anyone else that if there's any specific things that you would be interested in, then let me know in the week and I'll think about it. Because you know what it's like when DM spends like several hours prepping new shop things for then everyone to go, oh no.
Yeah, I don't want that.
We all feel disappointed, so I'll take your suggestions and I'll turn them down just a little bit, so you're a little bit disappointed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um,
Never let the players have ground. No,
Can
just-
we have an item that allows you to attune to 4 things?
Oh, I was looking into cursed items
Yeah,
and I
okay,
found a
attunement
brilliant
slot.
one called the Ring of Attunement, which gives you an extra attunement slot. You have to attune to it, of course, but
That's fun. That's fun. What did you say, Debbie? Sorry.
I was just saying pretty much the same thing. It's like, yes, you can, but it takes up an attunement slot.
Yeah. I like that.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, that was good fun.
Yeah.
Mazdak can crush things. So that's good.
With his
But not at all
Limited
dangerous.
things.
Yeah, small things. But
Limited things.
limited things.
What you need to do is come up with ways that'll be funny so the DM will allow it.
Yeah. Indeed. So yeah, that should be fun next week. So shopping episode, yay! And then horrible death for everyone. So yeah, that'll be good too. We of course will be back here on Tuesday for Helleran Rising. We hope. I think the recap is for Morgrax for next week.
Someone should remind me to start a session so I didn't have to listen to my own voice afterwards.
The look of fear. Ah! Well, it's you come after Mazdak, so I just figured that you knew that. But
Never assume these things.
okay, that's fine. Okay. But yes, we will be back here again on Tuesday and then following Sunday. So have a fantastic week, everyone, and we will see you all very soon. If you liked us, yay, you're brilliant. If you didn't, off you fart.